I once believed that my life should unfold in a straightforward and tranquil way. I had been married to my wife Linda for roughly 15 years, and we resided with our two daughters, Sarah and Lizzie, in the suburbs of Denver, Colorado. Before we tied the knot, Linda was employed at a daycare, but she opted to stay at home to care for our children. She always had a knack for connecting with kids, and I thought we made an excellent pair. Our house was perpetually filled with laughter, the kind that reverberated against the walls and made you feel truly at home. Weekends were spent hosting barbecues, attending our daughters' soccer matches, and simply relishing each other's company. However, a few months back, things began to shift. Linda's demeanor altered. She started spending more time on her phone, giggling at messages she wouldn't disclose. When I returned from work, eager to unwind and converse, I found Linda seemingly lost in her own world. She began wearing makeup and perfume, even for brief errands. It had been ages since I witnessed her care so much about her looks. Mysterious calls started coming in late at night, which she would quickly hang up on whenever I entered the room. One Saturday, Linda mentioned she was heading out for a spa day with friends. While she was away, I roamed the house, overwhelmed with thoughts. For the first time, I felt compelled to check Linda's phone. If you want to avoid your life turning upside down like mine, subscribe to my channel for genuine lessons from real stories we share daily, just like mine. Also, feel free to express your thoughts about the shocking truths I faced in the comments, and support my video with a like. Now that you've subscribed, let's delve into my narrative. I discovered flirtatious messages from someone named Chris, texts brimming with jokes and innuendos like "can't wait to see you tonight" and "last night was incredible," which made my heart plummet. The woman I cherished, the mother of my children, was involved with another man. I began monitoring her behavior, checking her phone whenever I could, searching for more evidence. It soon became evident that Linda had been seeing Chris for months, if not longer. One Friday evening, Linda claimed she was visiting a friend. After she departed, I decided to follow her. A few minutes later, I got into my car and started trailing her. Linda parked in front of a small, dimly lit house. I parked a few blocks away and approached the house stealthily. Dim light seeped from the windows, revealing two silhouettes moving inside. It was apparent they were together, but I needed undeniable proof. I circled the house, seeking a better angle. Through a window, I saw Linda laughing with Chris standing close by. I took out my phone and began recording. As I moved to another window to peek into the bedroom, I witnessed them having sex right before my eyes. I recorded everything, my hands trembling with rage and heartbreak. Eventually, I stopped recording and quietly returned to my car. There was no turning back. I had the proof I needed, and it was time to confront Linda. When I got home, I felt numb as I tucked Sarah and Lizzie into bed, listening to their innocent chatter while trying to conceal the turmoil within me. Linda came home late, as anticipated, attempting to slip into bed quietly while I waited for her. I switched on the light, and Linda's eyes widened in shock and guilt. "Jake, why are you still awake?" she asked. "We need to talk," I replied. She hesitated for a moment before sitting on the edge of the bed. About what?" "About you and Chris," I stated, getting straight to the point. Her face turned pale, and she looked away. "Jake, I can explain." "You don't need to," I said, pulling out my phone to show her the video. Linda's eyes widened in horror as she watched herself with Chris. She fell silent for a moment before breaking down in tears. "I'm so sorry, Jake. I never meant for it to go this far." I shook my head, unable to find words. "You made a choice, Linda. You chose to ruin everything we built together." The next morning, after the girls left for school, I found Linda sitting on the edge of the bed, her eyes puffy from crying. "Jake, please, let's talk," she said. "We will talk, Linda," I replied, "but you'll do most of the talking. How long has this been happening? Why did you do it?" She wiped her eyes and took a shaky breath. "It started about a year ago. Chris and I reconnected on Facebook, and it became more intimate." "So you began sleeping with him. What about me?" I shouted. "I worked hard to provide a good life for you and our girls. Was that not enough?" "I know, Jake," she said, "but you were never there. It felt like living with a ghost." I looked at her. "What am I supposed to say to our children? That their mother destroyed our family?" She collapsed to the floor, sobbing. "I don't know what to do, Jake. I don't want to lose you. I love you." "Love?" I laughed bitterly. "Is this what you call love, Linda? What you did was selfish." She looked at me desperately. "Please, Jake, give me another chance. Let's go to counseling. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this." Conflicting emotions surged within me. Could we really mend this? Could I ever trust her again? I couldn't bear to look at her any longer and turned away. "I need time to think," I packed a bag and left the house, heading to my best friend Tom's place. We had been friends since college, and he was the only one who could help me through this tough period. When he saw my face, he understood something was terribly wrong. I told him everything: the messages, the videos, the confrontation. He listened quietly as we sat in his living room, and together we devised a plan. First, I sent anonymous emails to Linda's closest friends, including the most damning messages from Chris. Then, I created a fake social media account and uploaded the videos, sending the link to Chris's boss, knowing it would ruin his reputation and likely cost him his job. A few days later, Linda confronted me, her eyes red and swollen from crying. "Jake, what did you do?" she asked. "I made sure everyone knew the truth," I replied. "You wanted to destroy our family. Now you deal with the consequences." Linda's reputation was in tatters, and Chris was unemployed. Now it was time for me to think about the future, to heal and rebuild my life. Linda and Chris had faced repercussions for their actions, but now I needed to focus on my own recovery and my daughter's happiness. This process was painful, but for the sake of my daughters, I had to choose divorce. I scheduled an appointment with Mara, a divorce attorney. "With the evidence you possess, you have a strong case for divorce on the grounds of adultery," Mara explained. "We will fight for joint custody of your daughters and ensure a fair division of assets." The process had begun, and there was no turning back. That evening, after the girls were asleep, I found Linda in the living room. "Jake," she said, "can we talk?" "Yes, we need to talk, Linda," I replied, "but not in the way you're hoping. I met with a lawyer today. I'm filing for divorce." "Jake, please don't do this. I know I hurt you, but we can fix this for the kids." "I'm moving out tomorrow," I stated. "I'll find a place nearby to stay close to the girls. We'll discuss the best custody arrangement for them." Linda nodded, whispering, "I understand. I'll do whatever it takes." The next day, I packed my belongings and left the house, needing to create a safe and comfortable environment for my daughters. We set up a custody schedule that allowed me to spend meaningful time with Sarah and Lizzie while ensuring a fair division of assets. The first night with my girls was bittersweet. They were confused and upset by the changes, and I tried to reassure them that I loved them and everything would be all right. We played games and watched movies that evening, beginning our new life together.